Hi Year 7. I just thought I would make a little film just to explain the next task after you have done your Hundertwasser research. So I'll read this out. Hundertwasser thought about all sorts of things. For him, painting was like dreaming. He believed that painters take us with them into their own world, which is kind of true. He thought about how people might look after their environment. So here you see what could be a sky. This could be green fields. Well, various fields. This could be possibly a road. And this could be a block of flats. Bear that in mind, that block of flats, because I'm going to show you my block of flats in a minute. And it's almost like he's pushing the grass over the road to cover the road. Here you see a face. Actually, it looks quite scary, but you see a face. And we have plant trees avert nuclear peril. When I was your age, we were all scared that there would be a nuclear war. So this is about a nuclear war. So it is quite frightening, actually. And these are supposed to be houses, and they have lots of bright colours. So next slide. He thought about, these are all buildings that he's actually designed. These aren't models. These are real. So these are actually real. These exist. I've been here in Vienna, and I've actually been in this building. He thought about how people might live in harmony with nature. So if you see here, if you notice, there are trees coming out of the buildings, and there are leaves, stuff growing on the actual building. And in some cases, I can't see any here, but there are trees actually growing out of windows. Here, there's lots of balconies, which is kind of nice. And if you see here on this one, I don't know if you recognise these towers actually, what these are based on. Some of you will immediately recognise these towers. Do you recognise that? I'm not going to tell you, but I reckon you recognise that. Where have you seen that before? A golden onion dome, because it's shaped like an onion. Hundertwasser believed that people are not happy when they have lost their connection to nature. So imagine if you go out into the countryside and walk, and you hear the birds and you feel the wind on your face, you are going to feel nice. I think that's something we all want to do at the moment, actually. But if you look here on this building, this is a block of flats. You see, you can actually walk up here. And this is a garden on the roof. There's a better image of here. This is a different one. He thought that people should be able to enjoy nature even if they live in a city. You know, it's true. I'm going to show you where I live now. Just think about this. Imagine this is a city. It's not the countryside, it's the city, all right? So look at this one. Oh, it's not this one. Hundertwasser thought that a happy place should glow with bright colours. Again, onion dome. Painted walls. He believed that everyone should live like kings and queens in a fairy tale castle. Just leave that on there for a minute. I'm going to send you this slide. Now this is where I live. So I actually live here. I live kind of about roughly there. You might think, well, that looks quite nice actually, that's alright. If I show you a close-up of this, it's actually not that nice. On the outside, inside, my flat, which I am in now, obviously, is very nice. It's got lots of this around it. It's all protected, and when you look close, it's just not very nice. So for things like this, what Hundertwasser thought was window rights. So if you look here, these are windows, same kind of blocks of flats, but what he's actually done is brightened them up. And what he got people to do was reach out as far as they could and draw. So reach out as far as they could and draw. If you see that, they're reaching out. I don't know if they reached that far down. If they did, they were crazy. But reaching out as far as they could, for definitely here, reaching out as far as they could, drawing. And then he got some professional tilers to mosaic with tiles around each window. Okay, around each window. So, not everyone can afford to build their house to their own specification. Hundertwasser thought it was still important to show that unique people lived behind every window of a property and demanded that everyone should have the right to design the area around the window themselves. In a little while I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to show you how to do it. So here is the task. Now if you can print this out and then you draw around this with the kind of shapes and patterns that you think you would want to see. There's an example here. Okay. Claim the rights for these windows. Decorate the area around each one differently. What happens when the different designs meet? Treat this text box and the image below as more windows. So I am going to move to my table now and I am going to do some drawing because I haven't got a printer, so I cannot print this out. So I will show you what I would do, and if you haven't got a printer, well, we're in the same boat, aren't we? And we'll have to work together on this one. Okay. So now I'm going to draw just my windows actually. So I've got, it kind of goes like this. But you could try and draw your own windows, or you could copy the windows that are in the PowerPoint. I think that's right. So I've got one little one, one big one, one little one, one big one, one little one. Have I got enough? Have I left enough room? So about that size. One big one, one little one, one big one. Have my pencil. You'll recognise this pencil. One big one and a smaller one. So then what I'm going to do is I have a permanent drawing pen here, so I might, normally I would draw over it with a permanent pen. If you're going to use paint, and I am going to do a demonstration on how to use paints if you've got a set of watercolours, which I'm going to try and do today as well. If you've got paints, you don't want to use a pen that isn't permanent to draw over the lines. So now I've got my design. Let me just tidy that up, I don't like that. I am going to think, how far could I reach? I could reach about that far out, I reckon, around here, roughly like that. I can't get to that bit because my windows, they kind of, I should show you them actually. My windows kind of open in the middle, so they come down and go up. So I could reach a lot further down. So that is, I reckon, how much. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. That is how far I reckon. Actually, I might just go over this in pen so you can see it better. And then I am going to do a speed up film for you so you can see me work really quickly. I'll move on to the other table, it's more comfortable. So, and I can reach about that far. All right, I'm going to move on to the other table and show you what I will do. So you'll notice that the top is in black and white and the bottom is in colour. I actually prefer the black and white myself. The reason I've done it in black and white is to show you if you haven't got any colours at all, then of course you can just use a pencil, and for me the pencil is much more effective, the black and white, so bear that in mind. You'll notice when I was drawing that I was moving my hand around all the time. I was moving my hand and the paper around so that I wasn't leaning on the pencil, because if I lean on the pencil I'll just get really dirty here and it will just get the paper really dirty as well. So I was trying to keep my hand out of the way of my pencil all the time. Okay, I think just for the last minute I might do this in colour, this joy. I think joy is a good word to use, but again I kind of want to keep my hand out of the way of my pencil, otherwise I will ruin the whole effect. So I guess that this is a good idea really, Hundertwasser had, and I guess if it was on all windows it might be a bit much, but just on the odd one here and there. Now if you've done your research you will see that sometimes he just does do it on a few windows but not on all of them, and it would be really effective to do this. I would love to see this on my block of flats. My block of flats, when you walk towards it, when I finished work and I'm cycling towards my block of flats, I'm not thinking wow that looks beautiful, I'm thinking wow who designed that? Why did they design that and think, do you know what, that looks really good? Because it doesn't. My block of flats does not look good. Some flats do, and maybe you live in flats and they're new and they're great, or they're old and they're great, but mine is what we would call an eyesore. An eyesore, S-O-R-E, and it's not that beautiful really. But I reckon if I did this, maybe not that, this, it would improve it a huge amount, and I would look at my flats as I'm cycling towards them after finishing teaching you lot and thinking, you know, that's good. Although I must say inside the rooms are big and there's lots of light, so that's well designed, because that's what you want, lots of light in big rooms. Okay, so I'm finished I think. So these are my windows. If you could see me and they were looking in, this is where I would be now. That would be where my head is and my table is here. Okay, and my kitchen's here. So there you go. I hope that helps, and I hope that explains the task. Hundertwasser window rights, making your windows look beautiful for all to see, and just making the world look a little bit better. All right, bye bye.